The old kings built Stormfall upon sacred lore passed down from the gods themselves. Sorcery, metallurgy, the whole lot of it. When the Empire fell, most of the great libraries were looted or burned soon afterward. Build the House of Scrolls, so that your scribes may begin recovering the lost arts, rune by rune, scroll by scroll. Excellent. Now, it's best to let them work in peace and quiet. In recent years, the unwashed masses have been quick to confuse them with necromancers and warlocks. So you'll have to understand if they tend to get a bit excitable near large crowds and open flames. Boy, there's more to war than two bands of idiots hacking away at each other with pointy bits of metal. I mean, well, yes, that's more or less the core of the idea. But it's not exactly easy to inspire a sane man to march to certain death, especially for some godforsaken spit of land with a name he can't even pronounce. Go on, give it a try sometime. But the ancients... now they had it refined to a true art form. You must discover that art before we may go any further. You know, there was a time when these arts were used by the elder and latter races together, in defense against a common enemy. You came a bit late for that, I'm afraid. In the battles ahead, your rivals will race to turn them upon you. See to it that you master the arts before they do. You'll have a hard time if they've got dragon riders while your scribes are still stuck working out which end of a pike is the dangerous bit. Come forward and meet your scribe, Brother Radfael. This is the man who's going to drag you out of squalor and ignorance and into the century of the Wood Sprite. He'll be keeping you informed about all the latest discoveries and new scrolls. Brother, start by showing him the one about bathing, would you? Well... The keep may be the most important part of your castle. From here, you will issue your orders, plot alliances and intrigues, and keep an iron grip over the affairs of your realm. Deep within your keep is an enchanted crystal that allows you to view and command your armies across vast distances, cutting through the fog of war. Step aside. Let me try something. Also, in the good old days, if you jiggled it just right during a thunderstorm, you could get a decent view into the Imperial harem. Right there, blast. Never mind. My Silent Ones report a band of armed men and dwarves not far from your border. They're most likely just bandits, but I've dispatched elven archers and pikemen to reinforce your castle. I've spent too much time on you to have you die on me just yet. Your Grand Marshal is your eyes and ears on the battlefield. He will inform you of the outcome of all your battles, troop movements, and the reports of spy missions. If it walks, crawls, flies, or bleeds, this man has probably killed it. Ignore his reports at your own peril. Take this sword. Do you feel that? Perfectly balanced, and it'll hold that edge long after you and I are dead and gone. Imperial steel, boy. Iron forged with the red blood of the god Ran himself, or so they say. Its like hasn't been made for a generation. Discover this lost art, and all of your men will carry weapons such as this. Excellent work, but there's always room for improvement. Building a sentry house allows you to begin hiring and training infantry units. Once you've finished construction, we'll see about recruiting some pikemen. In my youth, when I was about your age, come to think of it, I served. I'd say you're ready to start recruiting. We'll start off with pikemen, the backbone of your infantry. They're easy to train, cheap to arm, and not to be underestimated, especially in large formations. Prince Gwielen's elven cavalry made that mistake at the Battle of Madlaw Forest. Where are they now? Well, they're dead, boy. So I'd imagine they're still in Madlaw Forest. Ha! Now we're getting somewhere. You'll be ramming the gates of the Imperial Citadel in no time. You'll notice that my archers won't obey your orders. I don't take it personally. Despite their appearance, they're around 3 centuries old. To them, you're somewhere between an abnormally intelligent squirrel and a newborn child. More importantly, they're my reinforcements, and will therefore answer only to me. Your forces will show you the same courtesy in time. Discover the lost art of composite bows, and we'll see about getting you some archers of your own. Remember that your units fall loosely into two types. Offensive, like your basic pikemen, and defensive, like your archers. Keep this in mind when building and deploying your troops. I don't very much care who anointed you. If you waste good soldiers through poor tactics, you won't last long out there. Don't get any ideas, lad. Those archers are Ravenwood half-elves. Not high elves, mind you, but in her mind still a damn sight higher than you. No, lad, for you, the only way to her heart is through that chink in her armor above her breastplate. Tell me, what do you know about power, boy? Is it how many men you have at your command? Or gold, maybe? Sure. I'll tell you about real power. Real power is when your enemies fling open their gates at the mere whisper of your name, when just the rumor of your deeds brings them cowering before you on their knees. Reputation, boy. That's power. Well, despite the usual banditry and troubles with the Darkmoor orcs, commerce across the land is thriving. A river of gold flowing back and forth day and night. Discover the art of trade to begin sending some of it your way. My spies can gauge the strength of an enemy just by visiting their marketplace. A thriving market usually means a powerful foe. To begin trading with lords of distant lands, for resources and rare scrolls, build your own market.